Oh, well, hi and hello. I have just noticed that that door handle is missing, which I didn't know. I've just noticed that while I'm doing this video for you now. So yeah, something to attend to later. Hi, I'm Sarah Powell. If we haven't met before, hello. I am the founder of Celebrate Yourself, which kind of does two things. Celebrate Yourself is first of all about self-celebration, which is my self-help and well-being tool, which I've created, and I do workshops and talks and loads of things like that. And then the other half of Celebrate Yourself, which is kind of why I'm here and why Annabelle and lovely Tamrin asked if I'd do a little video, is because I do bespoke ceremonies. So I am a wedding celebrant as well. And I imagine, just like you're getting a lot of cancellations and sort of postponements at the moment for weddings, particularly obviously with the news that came in last night that's it, like it's all been confirmed. Everyone was kind of waiting on that a little bit, I think, or that's what I've found anyway. But yeah, I just sort of wanted to say hi, really, love, and I am not going to talk about money or business or sort of money mindset, because there are so many people better qualified than me to talk about that. So that's not what I'm going to spend some time on. And also, I have no idea what your situation is, and I'm not going to pretend that we're all in the kind of the same situation with money and with how worrying everything is at the moment. But what I just wanted to come on and say is something that I talk about a lot in self-celebration, which is to just try and release a bit of inner kindness and a bit of compassion, because I think when things are really stressful, and this is not just about sort of this particularly weird period of time that we're in, but just sort of at any point really, I think if we get a bit stressed and we get overwhelmed, it's really easy to start fixating on the things that are going wrong, or the things that we're not doing well, or, you know, all of those sort of never-ending to-do lists. And it's funny, isn't it, because I sort of got into this situation last week where not only was I dealing with all of the news, obviously, and everything that was happening, and obviously I was really worried about the business, and, you know, I had a lot of couples emailing me and stuff like that. I then got into a terrible comparison trap to people who were doing amazing things online as a result of a lot of people working from home and being around. Do you know what I mean? Like, suddenly everyone had a yoga tutorial and everybody was doing an Instagram live, you know, and everyone had these great ideas and they were really sort of reappropriating their business to really make it rework for them. And I got in a real hole with it of going, oh my gosh, I should be doing more, like I'm not doing enough, and meh, and all this kind of stuff. So I just wanted to share that, just in case that's the way that you have been feeling, because it's a weird new pressure that I sort of got a bit caught up in. So I just sort of wanted to share, let's just pop that down, shall we? Let's pop that down. We don't have to be doing yoga every morning. We don't have to be learning a second language because we've got all this new time. But we have got, I mean, that is something that we have got a bit more of. And I think that's true of everyone. Everyone's got a bit more time that they perhaps didn't have before. And you might have kids, you know, you might be homeschooling, in which case you are heroic right now. I just want to share that, like, whatever, whether this is day 2 or day 8 or whatever of your homeschooling, you're doing really well. I just really wanted to share that, because yeah, if you're a parent at home with little kids at the moment, I know Gemma from Motherhood was talking about this on her stories, and she just said, teachers don't get paid enough like this. So yeah, I really sort of hear you, but I think we all have got a little bit more time, really, or at least time's become a bit more stretchy, I think, just because we're in the house a lot more, and, you know, all of those kinds of things. So you might have things that you want to do, right? You might have things that you really want to achieve, or you want to use this time for. I'm going to clear out the shoe cupboard because I've been talking about doing that for about 9 months. I also did an inventory of the cupboard last night, the food cupboard again, which I've been saying I would do for a year. So I finally actually did it. I went through and I wrote down and like stuck the stuff, I stuck the list on the inside of the cupboard and stuff like that. So you might have jobs that you're like, oh, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. And I just sort of want to say that it's awesome that we've got the space to do that now. So it's a lovely time to really take advantage of it. But equally, you know, this might be a really good time to rest. Just sort of saying that, you know, we've kind of all been forced into this situation. Obviously the weddings have been cancelled now, sort of, you know, until further notice, which I know brings its own stress. And like I said before, I'm not going to pretend to know what you're going through with your business and what that looks like for you. But we have got this opportunity. And something that I just wanted to share was that when I rest, which I find very difficult to do, I think when you work for yourself, I don't know why it's so hard. I find it really hard to just switch off or allow myself to have a day off or an afternoon off or just even get off my phone or get off Instagram or emails or whatever. But when I do, when I really give myself some space and you know, as long as you want, I want to say as well, like, you know, if this giving yourself space looks like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, something always comes inspiration wise. You know, I have a new idea of something that I could be doing for work and for my brand or the business or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I always have a bit of inspiration and stuff, you know, outside of that, like, you know, inspiration to, oh, I'm going to find a book about that, or, you know, I'm going to actually like buy more bath bombs because I need to have more time in the bath. Whatever it is, I just sort of wanted to share that really, that I seem to think whenever I rest, that's when the good stuff comes. You know, that's when I have my best ideas and you get really clear, I think, as well. So I just wanted to say that in case it's helpful, that actually if you need to take this time to just rest and step back, because when we're in it, you know, when we're doing the jobs, when we're running it, especially like now, obviously we're getting into spring, we're getting into wedding season, it all gets so manic and so busy that it's really hard to see the wood for the trees, isn't it, sometimes? So I think this is a lovely time to pull back, have a look at the business, have a look at, you know, your time, have a look at how things are going and how things look for you, and just think, you know, what could I tweak, or what could I change, or is this a nice opportunity to catch up on the books or whatever it is, you know. But just give yourself space and time and don't feel like you've got to have all the answers now, you know. I hope that made sense. I felt like that was a little bit waffly, but all I'm really trying to say is whenever I rest, that's when I have a good idea that I can then start to put into practice. Like, it always kind of works, really. But yeah, equally, you know, you can just do nothing for now, you know, you can do nothing and something will come. Like, you know, I really sort of believe that, really. And you know what you need. You know what you need. You know, we've got this gift of time, we've got this gift of a bit more space, we've got this gift of a bit more stillness. So yeah, just take whatever you need, love, from it. Do you know what I mean? Just sort of take what you want, really. And then the final thing to say is that my thing is self-celebration, and self-celebration is really about honouring the person that you are right now. So not that shiny, glittery future self that's going to do all those amazing things and going to be that amazing sort of person. It's about just bringing it back to now and just going, do you know what? I'm all right, actually. Because I believe that when we do that, when we have that moment, it allows that kindness and it allows that compassion to kind of rush in. Do you know what I mean? And I think that we need that now more than ever, babes. You know, we need a bit of that. So just make sure that you are having those moments with yourself to just go, do you know what? I'm doing it. It's messy. It's not perfect. It's quite hard at times, but I'm here, I'm showing up, and I'm doing it. Okay, just make sure you are having that little moment with yourself. And then there is always something to celebrate, you know, those tiny, tiny little wins, which I know at first is going to feel a bit weird, maybe even a little bit cringy for you, but just try and focus on those things, because it's very easy to get caught up in the big picture and that uncertain picture, and there's a lot of stress in that, and there's a lot of difficulty around that because we haven't got the answers that we need. So yeah, just take a moment, find some nice things. If you make a really good cup of tea, if you have bread and jam, if if you do, I don't know, manage to do a bit more ironing than you normally would, like, all power to you. You know what your day looks like, and you know what's worth celebrating. So just really keep just trying to come back. Okay. I really hope you've got a bit of sunshine wherever you are. And yes, thank you for watching, and sending loads and loads of love. I am all over Instagram all the time. I mean, I am anyway, because I'm in my house on my own most of the time, to be honest. So do come on over if you want to have a chat, slide into the DMs. Yeah, it's at this Sarah Powell. Okay, so yeah, come on over there if you fancy it, love. Be nice to have you. And yeah, in the meantime, please know that you are doing your best. You are doing your best, regardless of everything else that's going on. You are here and you're doing it, and you do it. I promise you, you're doing really well. Okay, so just hang on to that. You just have to believe me, okay, on that one. But yes, sending loads of love. And I hope this was in some way helpful. Yeah, and take care. Loads of love. Bye bye.